We completely missed hearing the national anthem. Oh, goodness. Anthem, Super Bowl. I don't even know who did it. Oh, Charlie Puth. Okay. All right. I'm like, what is... Before we do that, Charlie Puth, he sings like... What's he... Alexa, what is Charlie Puth known for? Or what songs, I should have said. Pop hits. See You Again, featuring Wiz Khalifa. Top for 12 with See You Again, See You Again. I'm gonna be like, Alexa, how does See You Again with Charlie Puth and Wiz Khalifa go? She says she can't play a video for me. Okay, hold on. Right before that, we have to get into the zone of who this person is when I've like never really tried to listen to this person before. That's why I'm a little surprised that Charlie Puth, like I know his name and I know he's a writer and singer and stuff. Oh, we don't talk anymore. Okay. What was all of it for? We don't talk anymore like we used. Okay, I remember that. Wait, River. Like almost every song named with River in it is amazing. Let me just see. Oh, was that an album? Wait, Marvin Gaye. He has a song, Marvin Gaye. Marvin Gaye featuring Meghan Trainor.
Yeah, and now, Charlie Puth.
Let's Marvin Gaye and get it on. You got the healing that I want. Just like they say in the song. Until the dawn, let's Marvin Gaye and get it on.
Let's Marvin Gaye and get it on.
We got this king says to ourselves. Don't have to share with no one else.
This is very Meghan Trainor sounding. What? Okay. That's also, I'm like, I feel like usually for a Super Bowl, it's gonna be someone humongous. Like to even imagine Charlie Puth, like Whitney Houston's, it would just showed her up on the screen, like Whitney Houston, Mariah Carey, like Stevie Wonder, like larger than everything. Okay, let's try this River real quick.
Don't run from me, river. Don't run from me, river, river. No, don't run from me, river. Don't run from me, river, river. Look, you can play it cool, act like you don't care. But river, don't be cruel. You're pushing me away. That's what rivers do. 'Cause when you're in love, you don't mind a different view. Things are looking up. Oh, river.
Okay. And maybe that he tries to do like a bit of a soul thing with his music. Said Wiz Khalifa, right? Is what Alexa said. See You Again.
Now I see you in a better place.
Oh, and this and then the family all that we got. In a long day without you, my friend. Okay, no, this was a very emotional moment for a lot of people, like losing Walker and then having this song play. And I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. When I see you again. Ooh. Yeah, okay. He has a super banger, but it's like, I don't feel like he's someone a lot of people talk about for him to be able to, okay, here it is. Okay, hold on. Ooh, okay, hold on. Oh, wait.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what surrounding me at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. Oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets reckless, the bombs bursting in air, came through the night, that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Ooh. Aww. I don't know what that part was. Maybe he's like, oh, this is such an honor to have done this with you all and for you all. Okay. So first, the intro, I was like, ooh, oh snap. Like it was giving the soul that I had a feeling was a part of what he wants to maybe be known for. There was some beautiful chords at the beginning that he was playing, like ooh, unexpected. And it was still a bit of like white boy soul as we got through some of the song. And I think maybe he might, like, I know this guy might have like an internal struggle between possibly the soul his fingers were wanting to play in the first intro and then remembering who he is, probably that the label wants him to be, which is probably some, blue-eyed white guy soul. And so some of the things I'm like, oh, he could have made that a little more interesting and he could have done things a little bit differently. But he went in some of the simpler ways of singing some of those parts. I also feel like overall that was really interesting. Very old meets new in some ways too, because like look how he's dressed. It's that too. Kind of it feels like where he's not being as serious with the outfit. Oh wait, y'all can't see it. But it's just kind of like, oh, he's in a like a bomber. But I don't even know if you consider that a bomber. But yeah, he's just in a jacket with a tie, which is, I feel, somewhat informal for the Super Bowl. But I guess maybe his style is just the guy next door, just the guy next door, just, he plays, a Rhodes piano in his garage sometimes or at the cafe sometimes. But something that really took me out of the performance, though, is the live production or the production of the vocal. The same issue I had with Coco Jones. It's like whoever was in charge of the sound for this show, I think they went a little too far in making it sound too perfect and too studio produced, instead of remembering, hey, like it's still supposed to seem like a live performance. When sometimes it can be hard for people to connect with their own vocals that were recorded on another day and another time. Like maybe he only took a couple takes on doing it. Whereas if he had sang it 100 times trying to get it right for a live performance, he might even have connected to the way it was sung a little bit more. But you can tell he was, I think, trying to show some feeling and emotion behind it. But the same for both of them. It's like maybe they're so young and they just haven't done a ton of performances, or I don't know. It just gave a very muted performance as well. And it's like for him to not be moving around too much. And yeah, he's multi-talented in doing keyboard things, which he likely wasn't live playing keyboards either. It's just like, man, left a little bit to be desired, but it makes me interested in Charlie Puth a little bit more. Maybe if I could hear some like him just sitting down chopping with a keyboard and singing maybe some of the soul music that probably inspired him to make this art, or to make art in general. And it makes me think of JoJo, leave, get out, it's the end of you and me. She wanted to do R&B and soul and she got signed, and then they're like, no, you must not do that soulish of soul. And they wanted her to do pop. And so it's probably him holding on for dear life. Because that's the thing, like me growing up and listening to pop and listening to soul, there's something like deep and internal. That's why it's called soul music. Like it hits you in a different place. And as an artist, sometimes you want to keep doing that thing, even when people might expect pop from you. So I just hope soul hits him in the soul differently, and that deeper down, he wants to really dig into that thing. But this left a lot to be desired. You said, I think this version was the second best to Whitney's. Fat Keys. And here's the thing, when it first started, Fat Keys, I was thinking of you because those chords were phenomenal, right? And the way it started and the arrangement, yes. The arrangement was, let me discuss. Yes, the arrangement was also very unique, very new, a new arrangement, which is hard on a song everyone knows, and to be able to arrange it in a way that gives it a new life that still pays homage to the original song, doesn't take you so far out of it, but also had those moments that were like, ooh, I love what's happening. But overall, and maybe I think Keys, because you also are such a talented musician and keyboardist, I feel like you were listening to it more on the arrangement side and on the keyboard side and the chords and the progression. But for me, doing like vocals, that's what really took me out of it. Not just that it was likely some auto-tune, a lot of auto-tune on that, and it's overproduced vocal production in the studio. It also just didn't give a lot of soul in the voice. It gave a very like lukewarm-esque, what's the other word? I don't want to say milky. It's not milky. Watered down is the word. It was a very watered down vocal performance that didn't do a thing that I like, personally, and a lot of people too, is where it seems like they really feel it. Like it's more than just the technical aspects of him hitting the notes that were great in the progression that he was doing. I would just love like a little more, in it for it to be vocally comparable to be one of the best that's ever happened. So yeah, but I can see it. I'm still that's why I said after like, ooh, I can see myself being interested in maybe hearing more things, but I wouldn't want his like overly trying to make it seem like it's still pop. I want to hear like if there like some evidence of him doing like soul or like, a little bit more flavoring on it. I would love to hear that because I think he probably has some chops in him for being a part of this arrangement, making it to this stage like this. So yeah. You said you would never pay that much for a Rhodes today. They put them in plugins. You said a good 2,000, 3,500. Yeah, absolutely. Like he showed up to the game and they asked him, hey, you want to play this song? Did you catch Kenny G? I didn't. Let me try to find him. Maybe with the orchestra? I'm like, that's not him conducting this, is it? Oh, there he is. The Kenneth G. Oh my goodness. But here's the thing, Fat Keys. My brother is a jazz saxophonist, really, really amazing. And he was one of the first people that I learned about who my brother kind of hated on as a jazz saxophonist. He was one of the first that I knew about watering down a genre of music to make it more palatable for the masses. So that's actually really hilarious that Kenny G is playing his soprano sax at Charlie Puth in something that I felt was really watered. The fullness of the circle. Oh my goodness. Get him, Kenny, though, out there playing his horn. Because by the way, this makes me think it's, do you know Miguel Atwood Ferguson? Like, what if that's him? No, it's not at all. And I would have recognized him before now, probably watching through that. Oh my goodness. Aw. But it's also so funny. Kenny G over here is supposed to be looking at the conductor. The conductor is over here. They are doing their jobs, but Kenny G is like, no, I'm famous. Y'all need to know I'm over here on the side because I get to look and play to Charlie. Wow. Wow, so many cameos in all of these performances. Oh, except for Coco's. I didn't really recognize anyone in that one. But maybe it's another thing where they were like, maybe Jay-Z, he was like, okay, we're going to play something super Spanish for halftime. We have the, lift every voice and sing in the beginning. We have dang on Green Day, who I think is anti-Trump and fairly woke themselves. He was like, okay, we're going to give them a not very, because there was a bit of like soul in it, in Charlie Puth's arrangement, but it's still very, a bit, a bit white. It really, really was. But I do think he did overall a really great job. I would love to, heard a performance that sounded like it was recorded in a live style instead of just like a studio performance. So that's my biggest thing, the vocal side of it. He said, it sounds like you're giving the same critique that Coco Jones got. Yeah, so maybe they told the pre-performers to not be extra. Well, that's what I'm also saying, Rhino, that it's kind of goes down to the live producer of the show. They probably were in the same session and they probably wanted them to sound similarly. But it's also up to the artist when they get to this level. It's like by the time you're performing at the Super Bowl, you should have license to be able to make it sound the way you want it to sound. And you're not going to just be forced to do this performance for publicity or for any of those things. And so the thing about the extra, I also have to understand what you mean by that. I'm kind of saying, I think they, I'm not sure what you mean by extra. Like, what did I say? Sorry, that made you think, that I don't think they were extra. And because I had a different view of Coco. Because with him, with it being watered down, I don't feel that hers was watered down. Oh, maybe it's the emotional part, like them making it come across as they feel it. And to me, that's not extra. That's kind of just expected for a performance at this stage, that it's going to seem like they connect with the song. I'm saying they went under. Like par is, oh, they look like they feel it. Extra is going over the top. But they went under to where it's like, do they even care to be here? Did they get some sleep last night? Like, like those types of things for me. He said, yeah, he played it real tight on this one, but it definitely made an impact. Musically, it was on point. A definite nod to John Clayton. Okay. I need to know more about John Clayton. I'm not familiar. You said, all shucks. Yeah, it wasn't a lot of Lowrys. Okay, fat keys. They need to have her come in and sing it. And that's where I think her grew up in the arts. And I feel like she understands so many assignments with music that I feel she would kind of do a masterclass. Really, 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 truly, because the way she just performs at any time and connects with it, it's more than I see, or at least that I've seen of Coco and Charlie in the little bits I've seen of them before now. And so I feel like, it could be a space like for them to put on full shows, especially with them not singing it live. Like, there for me could be so much license to then make it more of a beautiful, like a whatever. But at the same time, I know at least with the halftime performance, the Super Bowl doesn't pay anything. NFL doesn't give them any money. So yes, this is coming out of their pockets to do these performances. But this is, like I said, going down in history, American sports history and music history. So spend a little bit of money. Like, you're going to be known for this. Some people, this may be the only thing they ever see of Charlie Puth's ever. So spend that money, you're going to get it back. Like, people are going to then be like, ooh, let me go check out his stuff. Let me stream his music. Let me buy his art. But for both of these performances, nothing would make me be like, ooh, I got to go see them in concert now. You know, there's no feelings of that. It's like, oh, okay, I guess I'll see him again whenever they end up in front of me on a TV. But I feel like I might dabble into Charlie Puth just to see if I can find some, you know, live, raw soul. Because I feel like it's in him. I do. I really do. So we'll have to see. He said, oh, or Tamala Mann. Ooh, interesting. Interesting. Yeah. Yeah. For sure. So yeah. He said he's probably sang it at least 500 times. True, he's probably has. But then how is he learning to connect with it deeper and deeper, which can be a tall task. But for an artist, it's still locking in. It's still tapping in, especially when it's the biggest time you've ever sang it. He's never sang it at an event bigger than this. So this is the time to figure out. It's like acting, right? Like, imagine an actor, they've played the same character 1,000 times between growing up, theater, movies, TV, but then they gotta lock in. Then they gotta lock in and make sure we feel it when it matters too. He said John Clayton wrote the Whitney Houston arrangement. Oh, I love that. I love it. And I actually arranged an anthem one time when I was in a girl group. Long time ago. I arranged it for us and wrote it out, and we were about to learn it. And then the girl group was no more. It was a very interesting situation. But then I ended up writing for them later on. Yeah. I don't think they're a thing anymore, though, since then. He said you get good anthem or good halftime. Oh, interesting. When Whitney did the anthem, New Kids on the Block was the main event. Interesting. But back then, Rhino, New Kids on the Block were those guys. You know, so that's the thing. It's a different person who chose the art back then. But I think it was intentional to have someone like Charlie Puth for the national anthem, just because, you know, people were so upset about this year's art choosings of Jay-Z. So yeah. Yes. Very, very cool. This was great though. And maybe listening to it again, I'll even catch more of that beautiful like intro and the stylings of that first part. Yeah, we're gonna listen to that first part one more time. Oh my goodness. Yeah.